And welcome back. So, yeah, I'm re-recording this simply because I stopped recording because I'm like, I am scatterbrained, I am stuttering, I am all over the place. So let's redo this. Part 10 of What If Naruto is part Senju would release. So, two things to address. One, I forgot to bring up the whole Kankuro dying thing at the end in the last video. He would still die. I do always like the idea that maybe he holds on. Sakura's got just enough medical knowledge to give him a couple days. But I do like the idea of him, being there to say goodbye to Gaara, having a very emotional moment. Hey, brother, you made it. They got you back. Kankuro, I'm sorry. I was like, no, it's all right. It's all right. This is what ninja do. I'm just glad to see you're back. He's like, Kankuro, and everyone cries, and he's like, lead him well. Kaze Kage. And, Tamari's... But, I like that story beat when Kankuro does die in these scenarios. But someone did ask the question, it's kind of brought up that Sakura and Chio should be basically just done. Like, at very minimum, they should be screwed because of Sasori's poison, Sakura not being able to develop an antidote, Sakura also not being as physical of a fighter in this one. And my thought process is this. I can see where that argument comes from, and I could buy into it. But adding Sasuke does add an X factor in here. And adding Sakura's actual specialties in terms of what she actually does also adds an X factor. I didn't bring it up, really, because I didn't really think on it until after when someone brought up the fact that she'd be dead. But remember, this version of Sakura is actually much more specialized in genjutsu than she is in either physical attacking or... She probably has some earth jutsu too. But physical attacking or medical ninjutsu. She certainly has some medical ninjutsu, but not enough to save Kankuro. And Sasuke still is probably near as strong as he was in the original canon, just without Orochimaru's aid. The drug therapy and all that, because we know he had him on drugs. But he didn't actually teach him that much. So Sasuke, if anything, Sasuke got more jutsu under his belt here than he did with Orochimaru. But the key thing here is the question I had asked previously in the last video. Can genjutsu affect Sasori? Because Sasori has a living core, which has a chakra network, which is, most likely has his brain in there. It's so small, and his brain is mushed in there. But jutsu, he can get away with smushing something into a cylinder. The fact is he should be affected by, at least in some capacity. And someone like Itachi, should be able to, put him in a genjutsu. Remind you, I'm using Itachi, who's one of the best genjutsu users in the series as an example for this, but still. So, it stands to reason if he can be affected by genjutsu, then both Sakura and Sasuke, who can both use genjutsu, should be able to do that. And Sakura is noted to be very proficient or have a lot of potential in genjutsu. It's stated in part one she really has the potential to be a real genjutsu user, and they just never capitalized on it. Here we decided to move more towards that. So literally, if you have two genjutsu users on the team, and one of them's a Sharingan user, they could literally do what Itachi did to Naruto, layer genjutsu into genjutsu, and on multiple fronts. And basically, Sasori just wouldn't be able to do anything. And that just leaves him open to someone like Sasuke, who with the Sharingan should be able to see at least the chakra coloring of... You can't see the chakra network like the Byakugan, but you should be able to see the chakra, where the chakra strings are coming from, of his core, and then just Chidori Spear or Senbone it. So, while I can understand the argument that they should be dead, they shouldn't survive, and Chio would still sacrifice herself for Gaara, I can personally see the argument also that they all make it out fine. And plus, Naruto came in too and kind of, ended the whole scenario. But that leads us now into the aftermath. Now, someone had asked me also in the comments what Shizune actually did in canon to get in trouble. And what she did in canon was she went behind Tsunade's back and told the elders what Tsunade was doing. That she was being reckless with Naruto. And, yeah, look, I brought it up before, but man, Shizune is lucky she has a personal relationship with Tsunade beyond just, a work relationship. Because if she was just an employee, she'd be in trouble. I mean, she was already in trouble with Tsunade as well. Like Shizune, you're not the Hokage. Like, you meant well, but you're not the Hokage. That was not a smart move. Because that allowed Danzo to get his grubby hands on Team 7 a little bit, insert one of his own people in there. Now, again, it all played out for the best, but that's only because that's how Kishimoto wrote it. There is a real world, there's a very real avenue where that could have gone really bad. But that would still happen here. Now, could Danzo still put Sai on Team 7? That would be more difficult here because they're not down team members. Hell, they were already down technically one team member already when it came to the Cannon team. So it was a lot easier to insert a team member on that team. Here they got all four. They have all four. But I don't think there's quite a precedent for a 5-man team per se. I could see a 5-man team existing. I think the reason they keep it at 4 is it seems to be like the optimal number. You get 1 leader and 3 like technically subordinates. But again, 5 is still like it's once you get to something like a 6-man team that it gets a little tricky. I mean, we see a 5-man team with the Sasuke retrieval arc. We see that. And quite frankly, it was just the fact that they were sending Genin to go up against Jonin level threats. Now, granted, the Genin themselves were exceptionally powerful. Well, Choji, when going all out, is exceptionally powerful. Neji is a prodigy, and Naruto is Naruto. Shikamaru is insanely intelligent. Kiba maybe not so powerful, let's be fair. But they were all, more skilled than their ranking led them. More skilled than what their ranking implied. With the exception of Shikamaru. He was definitely a Chunin at a level at that point. So 5-man team do exist, and I think that would be the argument in favor of Danzo putting Sai on Team 7. Is that ladies Tsunade maybe tries to argue, you can't. I can't. They already have a 4-man team. Kachi is fine. And we have Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura. True, but there is precedent, Lady Tsunade, for 5-man teams. Did you not have the young Nara boy assemble a team to get to Uchiha back all those years ago? If I recall correctly, they were a 5-man team as well. And it's like, and plenty of times in war, 5-man team have been called. So a 5-man team is certainly not without precedent. That's true, I suppose. And she's just like, that son of a bitch. Very well. I will let you know who I choose to put on the team. And, elders leave, and Shizune is just like, Lady Tsunade, you're doing my paperwork for a week. I was like, but the Lady Tsunade, like, again, I don't see, here's the thing. Should I have included it? Because I don't think I did include that in my dumb Naruto moment. Should I include that in a dumb Naruto moment? Or worst decisions moment in Naruto? I can't remember exactly what it was. I don't think I could because there was good intention behind it at least. But it just didn't work out in their favor, at least initially. And then it did. So it all worked out in the end. Meanwhile, Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto, they're just chatting, kind of having their slice of life moments. Naruto's talking about all the training he actually did. And then they're like, oh man, that's insane. And then, hey, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, hey, Naruto, you're back. He's like, huh? And like, oh, Shino, wait, it's Shino? Well, you did. Sakura had to say it. You didn't recognize me first. It's like, how can I recognize you under all that stuff? It's like, friends recognize friends. It's like, Shino, stop gaslighting. Like, seriously, Shino, look, we know it was Shino. Naruto's a little dopey, but let's be honest. 3 years? Shino, stop gaslighting people you're calling your friends here. Come on. You also recognize Kiba right away. Like, again, stop gaslighting people, Shino. My God. Obviously, Kiba's just like, Naruto, oh my God, you got tall, kid. It's like, yeah, the only one who got huge is Orochimaru. Really? I haven't noticed. He used to ride your head. And then obviously, yeep. And then obviously, Hinata shows up. Oh my God, Naruto, after all these years, what do I do? It's like, oh, hi, Hinata. I was like, ah. Now, mentally, when she wakes up again, he's not in her face saying, "Don't say anything, just come with me," because they don't need to find a new teammate in this version. Kakashi, meanwhile, is getting the news that I see. So Danzo's getting his grubby mitts into the teams after all. You'll just have to keep an eye on him. Right, ladies. Right, Lady Hokage. And sorry, I thought I spelled something. I need to maybe clean the carpets a little bit. She might pop up. I love her, but she occasionally has an accident on the floor, and it's fine. We love you. But they're walking. I think Sakura has separated from the group because she needs to maybe do something. Go do an errand for her mom. Go do some shop, whatever. And so Sasuke and Naruto kind of just chill into the whole behind the head. But I get it. Like it's kind of like leaning your head back kind of thing. We don't do it enough, really. Just I kind of just do it a little bit sometimes. Be like, Actually, it's kind of nice. And they run into Shikamaru and Choji. Sure, Choji, whoa, hey, you've probably even gotten even fat. And then, Choji destroys the ink beast. Because Naruto probably also would have sensed it. And he's like, huh? And they see Sai on the top of that building, attacking them with ink, monsters. Naruto and Sasuke rush in. Shikamaru, uses the shadow stitching technique, or is it shadow sewing? I can't remember the actual name. The one where the shadows come out like tentacles and pierce things. And Naruto's like, all right, fine. It's like, I got it. Sasuke, right. Just Naruto files like some wood shrapnel from his hands. Just Sai actually has to move, and Sasuke just kind of has like a lightning blade at her. Says like, what the hell are you? Who the hell are you? What are you doing? You're a ninja of this village. And it's like, yeah. And then Sai just looks on. It's like, you guys aren't that strong. Are you perhaps girls? And it's like, what? And Naruto's got a Rasengan immediately in his hand. Sasuke just got Chidori. I was like, it might not look good if the traitor decides to kill a fellow leaf shinobi. Who the hell are you? You're wearing a leaf headband, but never seen you before. Another time perhaps, and then he disappears. I was like, what the hell was that all about? I see. So report. Sasuke Uchiha is certainly powerful. And Naruto, I didn't show much, but he did show, but he does seem to have potential. Like you, they are stronger than their peers, and they're stronger than it seems. The Chia brat, he was given the curse mark by Orochimaru, but they said even though it's been sealed off, that latent ability still lies in there. He's been training. He's been training all this time to making amends. We know, one could make amends. Those blasted Uchiha. And the Nine-Tails brat has inherited the first wood release. We theorize he could be a direct descendant of him. Not only that, but he commands the Nine-Tailed Fox. You'll be my eyes and ears on this team, Sai. I want your feedback and reports on them consistently. Yes, Lord Danzo. And so eventually, so what's going to get summoned into the Kage's building? What's going on here? Well, we have a new. My hands are tied. Apparently, the elders didn't like me sending you out on your own, with a team, Naruto. And that goes for you as well, Sasuke. With Orochimaru still out there, we have no idea what he might be planning, but we know he wants both of you. So we're going to unfortunately add a fifth member on the team. A fifth member? Why do we need a fifth member? Unfortunately, my hands are tied. So you can enter now. And they both say, it's this guy. It's like, what? This guy attacked us earlier. Is that right? I wasn't really attacking. I knew you'd be able to handle those weak attacks. I just wanted to see if you were able to get an idea just how strong you are. And what did you think? You guys aren't that impressive, all things considered. I was like, is that a fact? Would you want to actually go at it all? Would you like to go all out right now and see how wrong you might be on that? I was like, easy. You're not supposed to fight with your teammates, at least not in that capacity. I was like, yes, Sasuke. Obviously, you and all people should know it's not wrong to try to kill your teammate. To which even everyone's just like, oh, this guy's, even Kakashi's like, oh, this is not going to end well. To which Sasuke's like, it's like, Sasuke, that's all right. Yeah. I'm sorry for the rudeness of my teammates. They do need to learn to get over the past and get over themselves a little bit. Uh, is there? Maybe we can start over. I'm Sakura. It's like, well, all right then. And boom! Now she doesn't have the super strength, but she still has Sakura strength. So she's just boom! And this, mind you, they're in the Okage's office right now, and even Tsunadi's not flinching at this. Like, that asshole had it coming. Like, ugh! It's like, yeah, look, the past is the past. Sasuke made mistakes. We understand that, and so did I. And we're trying to learn by that and live we're trying to live by that mistake, or make amends by the mistakes we made. We don't need some asshole coming in here just to be an asshole. So you can either be a part of this team, or I'll just keep putting you in the infirmary, so you don't ever have to be on this team. To his side, just like, he almost breaks the door when he crashed into it. That was very good, that big smile. I'm not quite good at that myself yet. And so I was like, all right, fine. And so they start trying to train together, but Sai just isn't really. He's just not making it easy. And that's where a lot of their team kind of lies right now, because there is no bridge mission here. Meanwhile, back on the ranch, Orochimaru is, we know he is getting towards his limit for the, not reanimation jutsu, the body possession jutsu, body swapping jutsu. And he's still fine. We know he's still fine at the moment, because he was overall okay to duke it out with a four-tailed Naruto. But he's still, working his last, Kabuto, any information? Yes, it seems that they had sent Team 7 out to rescue the Kazekage. Apparently the Katsuki had managed to grab the Kazekage, the Kazekage, but they were able to save him. I was like, interesting. So Sasuke and Naruto are able to go out of the village after all. Oh, it's been too long now. So and Naruto's no longer with that oaf Jiraiya. Sorry, thought I heard my phone ring. Jiraiya, good. This will make things far easier. So, which one do you plan to go after first? Difficult to say. Sasuke does still possess the curse mark, but if knowing Konoha, and knowing Jiraiya, they probably would have put a number of seals on it. My influence on him may be limited at this point. And Naruto. Naruto, though, Naruto doesn't possess curse mark. True, perhaps it's time I double down. Kabuto, let me know the next time they are out of the village. I would very much enjoy another meeting with Naruto. And if we're able to capture Sasuke, all the better. And so, right now, their plan is to sit and wait. That's what their plan is. And unfortunately, that would probably mean that based on when we know Orochimaru had to basically swap bodies at that point. Granted, Sasuke forced his hand on that, but it was pretty clear too that he was reaching his limit. He probably would not have been. I think Kabuto said he's going to have to switch soon. Like, he probably only had a couple days before he was able to actually switch. But if I remember correctly, the way it played out in the story is that it took place after the Kakuzu Hidan stuff, which, we lead into that. Kakuzu and Hidan are both, Hidan kills Azuma. We get the funeral. The question now becomes, is Naruto training with elemental release in terms of his Rasengan? Because he has elemental release here. They hear about it, and Naruto, and I could see that Naruto, what's the best way to put it? He's already got all of his other, main wood releases down right now, the big one. He doesn't use them, apart from training and all that, but he does have them down. I think one of the things that happens, though, is that Naruto does still go into elemental training, because he is training along with Sai, Sakura, and Sasuke. Sasuke and him probably try to prove which is better, the Chidori or the Rasengan. And this is where Kakashi brings up, it's like, well, technically the Chidori has more piercing power. The Rasengan's raw grinding power, though, is impressive. It all depends on which how you apply it. Beyond that, though, the Rasengan is an imperfect technique, to which they will go, wait, what? True, it was developed by the fourth Hokage. He had intended to add his own nature elemental release to it, but he passed away before he was ever able to do it. No way. And I gotta actually rewatch my Rasengan element video because I gotta remember what I created for the Rasengan elemental techniques. So you're saying yes, it's an imperfect technique. So wait, so I gotta learn how to add my elemental chakra into this. Okay, to which Naruto decides to start training with that, and it's a bit of slow. Now, granted, this Naruto, after all these years, has a one-handed Rasengan. He can do that, which, quite frankly, would make this a lot easier to do. Remember, the first Naruto had to just shape the chakra. The second Naruto had to add the elemental release into it. Here, he bypasses one of the Naruto, so he can just use the one Naruto for the elemental release. Not only that, in theory, an elemental clone should actually have an easier time making it. Well, no, because we don't really see the elemental clones don't really have a chakra nature, a release of or chakra system of their own. They got chakra in them from the creation of them, but they can't really cast jutsu, at least not in the traditional sense. I mean, we don't see like the few times we've seen elemental clones, the earth style, water style, and the lightning style Kakashi used. We don't really see them use jutsu. We just see them fight physically. But I guess in theory, if you're able to get chakra through them, you could do it. Anyway, I digress. So meanwhile, Naruto is practicing his Rasengan elements. I think he's only got first off, he has to figure out how to do it. Like using one hand, trying to do it, but it's difficult as hell. And then he figures out the clone trick, which allows him to start imparting his water. I'd say he starts with water. Water's probably is easier element because wood is the most complicated one. So go with the easier of the two. And I think water, just based on Naruto's attitude, he's a very go with the flow guy, is the easier of the two. Now, I think I'm just going to say he develops the water technique, water Rasengan. I'll have to double check on what the elemental Rasengans I made for that video were. But yeah, he uses the technique. He creates it. And then I think while he's starting to practice the Earth style one, they get word that, Team 7 or Team 10 went out, or was it, sorry, Team 9. No, Guy is Team 9. Team 10 went out to go fight Kakuzu-Hidan. And so Naruto Team 7 basically shows up to aid in the fight. Now, this whole time Sai's just kind of being Sai, but the thing is, I do think still Naruto's drive to help his friends and his relationship with Sasuke does rub off on Sai to whatever degree. But more importantly, Sasuke's relationship with Naruto does too. He actually gets to see the bond. I think that's what really is the game changer here to help push Sai over, is that he's able to see the bonds between actual friends. And so Sai does still get to have those growth moments. They're just more, it just takes a little bit longer, and it comes from a different avenue. Excuse me. So he, sorry, I had to burp, and I got to eat something soon. I'm getting hungry. But I had to burp, so it just derailed my train of thought. And so Sai is there to help out with, Team 7 as well. Team 7 shows up. Kakashi obviously went on his own. Now, the thing about this is Yamato still here to help Naruto with his training? That depends on how much control Naruto actually has on the Nine Tails chakra right now, isn't it? Yamato was not there. Yamato knows about the Fox chakra. He probably helped Naruto in his training a little bit during the tuning exams to keep it suppressed. But Naruto actually has a relatively okay amount of control over it. But I could totally see him still being there just in case. And sure enough, once in a while, the Fox chakra maybe does start to eke out a little bit. But Naruto's own, Senju nature and his necklace, along with Yamato, do help suppress it to whatever degree. On the rare times it does come out. And so they show up. Yamato is there to help out. Naruto shows off his new version of the Rasen Shuriken. Only in this case, it's I think the Rasen. Can I remember the name I get? The Typhoon or Rasen Whirl Rasengan, like Whirlpool Rasengan. Basically, it's like a Maelstrom or a Typhoon or Whirlpool, something like that. And so, and it's basically not just grinding in water. It's like crushing water. It's like being crushed in the death. And it basically just, and it nearly crushes Kakuzu. Whereas the Windstar Rasen Shuriken was just slicing, piercing. Meanwhile, Sasuke also comes in, put the Chidori through one of his hearts as well. They basically get the job done. And it's at this point, though, that someone gets word that they're out of the village right now. It's like, are they? It seems from our reports, from our spies, they are currently in battle with the zombie brothers, Hidan, Kakuzu. And do we know how the battle is going? It seems they did. It seems they did just pull a win out. Interesting indeed. And he said, Lord Orochimaru, I'm fine. No, it's just, it seems it is time. Not Kabuto, we're heading out. Wait, you really want to do it? Yes. I can't miss out on an opportunity like this. Wait, I must take them now. I must go now. And so, on their way back, because you got Team, but they also seem to be with Team, one of the other teams, Konoha. Damn it. Another ninja team is with them. This could be problematic. And sure enough, it's like, yeah, that's while he's about to. I think that's when Kabuto does it. There is another team with him, Lord Orochimaru. Team Azuma's team. The Inoshikacho trio. Amusing, but more of a nuisance than anything else. Still, I cannot. One team maybe I could handle, but both, no. And let's be honest, Orochimaru's game plan right now would be show up, do something to just keep them bound temporarily, and then just try to take Sasuke and Naruto's body at that point. That would really be it. Because we know, again, he's reaching his limits. But then it's like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, damn it, there's too many of them. If one team, maybe I could do. One team, maybe I could handle. But no, not two teams at once. Damn it. Curse him. I'm sorry, Lord of it. No, it's fine. It seems I'll have to wait a bit longer then. Kabuto, bring me one of the candidates. Now, the question just comes down to, why didn't he ever take Suigetsu's body? I mean, he never put a curse mark on Suigetsu either. He could have had that. I mean, we know he did, through research, he did take the hydrification technique. And it should be noted that Orochimaru, when taking bodies, because I've heard some people debate of what in the comments before, whether or not Orochimaru retains any of the abilities of anyone he takes, any body he takes. But that's just, and some people have said, no, he does not retain the abilities don't transfer over. But that doesn't make a lot of sense, really. Like, he's wanted ideal hosts before. What the problem just comes down to, even if he took Sasuke's body and his body didn't degrade, or he took Kimimara's body who wasn't sick, those aren't immortal bodies. Orochimaru wants basically immortality, and those would not have been immortal bodies. Now, through experimentation, could he have made them immortal? Hypothetically, but if he really wanted to do experimentation for immortality, he would have implanted the Hashirama cells in himself after the trial and error process, and he just didn't. Orochimaru had access to Hashirama DNA, but he never implanted it in himself, which means he didn't have the means to do that. He probably could lengthen his lifespan, probably, but not make himself immortal. So really, he would have had to have kept taking bodies in order to just keep staying alive. Up until he got the Zetsu body, which now means he didn't have to do it anymore, because the Zetsu body is functionally immortal. It is by all accounts immortal. Orochimaru can still be killed. He just can't die of natural causes. And that's the thing. If you had to keep switching body to body, what would be the point of losing all those techniques then? No, it's clear Orochimaru must still retain the ability to use all the techniques of the body he had or takes. So he would have still taken Sasuke's Sharingan. He would have taken all the Uchiha's Jutsu. He would have taken all of it. But so yeah, the question is, why not just do that with Suigetsu? Well, the reason I think he doesn't do it with Suigetsu is because we know Kabuto just literally adapted Suigetsu's biology and technique to his own body. When we meet Kabuto, when Kabuto is facing off against Itachi and Sasuke, he can literally liquefy his body. So I think that's the best reason and an explanation as to why he doesn't do it. Take Suigetsu's body, take Karin's body, take Jugo's body. Jugo he's got too much value out of Jugo to like create his curse marks and stuff like that. So makes sense he wouldn't take Jugo's body. Plus his abilities are very temperamental and unstable. But I mean, in a pinch, if there were no one around, yeah, he would take Suigetsu. Sure he would. But no, I think he just takes another no-name. I mean, all of his Sound Ninja are dead. Same with Kimimaro. I mean, all the Sound 4 anyway are dead. And Kimimaru's dead, so he couldn't even take any of their bodies. Which, again, in theory, he could have taken any of their abilities. Particularly Sakon and Ukon. Sakon and Ukon would have been a very nice ability to take. But it's neither here nor there. Anyway, he probably just takes another no-name. He's like, blast it, another 3 years. Well then, I suppose I suppose planning we'll have to just wait it out. I'm patient. And so Orochimaru waits out for the next 3 years. Or, granted, he might still try to place a curse mark on Sasuke or Naruto. He still wants to be updated on their positions. Truth be told, them being out of again, the timing just didn't line up for Orochimaru here. But this now leads us into the next big thing. Now, we're already 30 minutes in. I'll go a little beyond just to set this up. Sasuke is probably, like I said, Sasuke wakes up in the middle of the night. Just like, maybe he has a dream. Just like, ugh. And are Sasuke and Sakura dating in this version? I have not addressed it at all. But the fact is, Sasuke, okay, so I've heard conflicting things. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to Google it right now. When did Sasuke fall in love with Sakura? Because I've heard it was when she tried to say, take me with you and all that. And he said, Sakura, thank you. When did Sasuke fall in love with Sakura? But I've also heard that there's a light novel that talks about it. Sasuke began developing during their time on Team 7. They realized his love for her after the Fourth Great Shinobi War. He viewed her as a sunlight in his cold heart, and with her unwavering loyalty during the redemption journey, finally, yeah. That must be during the light novel. Okay, so allegedly he did develop. Okay, so this was what I've been misinterpreting. I've heard he actually fell in love with her at that point, but sorry, people ask, did Sasuke make love to Sakura? Yes, he did have sex with her, so he does love her. I don't think you understand what love is. But that being said, Sasuke developed a soft side for her in part 1. When he witnessed her become upset when he became upset over her safety for Garth. Even when leaving Konoha, Sasuke knew he was leaving behind someone he loved or very much cared for. The forehead poke, yep. Okay, so I've been slightly misinterpreting it, but I wasn't wrong. Sasuke clearly had feelings, but he wasn't in love with Sakura yet in part 1. So it's kind of like how people kind of talk about Hinata had a crush and feelings for Naruto, but didn't fall in love with him until part 2. So that means actually, if they've been in the village for that long and on the same team and been able to kind of just, explore the relationship more, then yes, I can actually see the fact that they're dating. And I can also see the fact that, I can also find it hilarious that Naruto doesn't even know this fact yet, that it hasn't been brought up at all. That would actually be hilarious. But in cases where Sasuke is in a relationship with someone, I always love the scenic, if this were like an anime or a manga, like just the scene of Sasuke waking up and just having a nightmare and then looking down and seeing Sakura in bed with him, sleeping soundly, and him smiling softly, kind of like, getting the hair out of her eye. Him going onto the balcony. He'd have shorts on. They're not. He's not a monster. He's not just flaunting out his. He's just showing his junk to the world. Um, and hey, they're 15, old enough to kill, old enough to die, old enough to, and that is, I believe, like 15. Japan's got weird legal ages. I think there's like the lowest age of consent I've ever seen in Japan's like 14, which is, ugh. I think that might have been adjusted lately. I know 16 is definitely a legal consent age, in Japan. I definitely know that, and they're within that range. Plus, fictional world, things can be bent. But he goes out on the balcony, sees maybe like some owl, and then he sees like a crow, and he sees the crow coming towards him, and then there's like, caw, caw, caw. And then all of a sudden, a Sharingan Genjutsu illusion out of the crow's eye comes out. Just, Sasuke, little brother, it's good to see you again. And see, you really have grown, Sasuke, since the last time I saw you. Although I can only imagine how much you've grown since then. Yeah, it's Itachi. Do not bother trying to interact. This is just a pre-recorded Genjutsu message for you. If you really want your revenge, Sasuke, if you think you're ready to take it, then meet me at, and insert a location here. I can't remember what the location was. Here. Come alone or come with your team. It does not matter, Sasuke. All that matters is that this needs to be settled one way or the other. Because the reason and then it just disappears, and then Sakura gets up. She's probably got like a sheet around her. Sasuke, hey, what's wrong? It's like, we need to go talk to the Hokage. He turns. We need to talk to the Hokage now. And so that's where it's gonna end with the Sasuke versus Itachi arc, leading into the Pain arc coming up. Now, why do I always do it this way? Well, because if Sasuke is still in the village, and we know Itachi's dying, I don't remember how much longer Itachi had to live. I know it wasn't long. He had like maybe a couple weeks to a month left, if I remember correctly. How long did Itachi have how long did Itachi have to live? Okay. How long did he have to live? Itachi was approximately 24, 25 years old when he died. Okay. During his battle with Sasuke. He had been living with terminal disease, unspecific disease, sheer willpower, blah, blah, blah. Cause of death, final moments, he was... Okay. Can I have it doesn't really say how long he had to live between that. It is implied, though, from what I understand. Again, he was kind of Kimimaruing it, living on sheer willpower, and some medication. But if I remember reading somewhere, and I could be very wrong on this. Let me know if I'm wrong. He had like only a couple weeks left from when him and Sasuke met. It was like a couple weeks before he was gonna die, and maybe a month. So he really needed. So he kind of had to get this done now. And that's the thing. Sasuke isn't out of the village actively seeking Itachi. Despite the fact he wants his revenge on Itachi, it's not his sole driving force. He actually has found bonds and made friends and all that. So he has to go about this a different way. All right, then. So that's where we're going to leave part 10. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Surprisingly, because of the way the month is set up, next week is the week of What If. Like, we haven't even been in April for a full week yet, and it's already the week of What If next week. Because hold on. Let me get my calendar out to be absolutely certain about this. So, next week is going to be the week of What If, because there's one full week after that, which is the week of Who Would Win. And then April ends on the 30th, which is a Thursday. And so I just extended the week of Who Would Win out that far. That's what I did. I could have just gone, but then, at that point, then I guess I could have just gone with, making the week of who would win the last week of April, not the full week, and then just extended it into like the 3rd of May. I could have done that, I suppose. I don't know. Just felt like doing this. Besides, it gets more. I got more who would wins to get through than what ifs in terms of like the amount of how quickly I can get through them. So that's just the route I decided to take this time around. Maybe next time I'll go the other route, which I guess begs the question: what does the month of May look like? Okay, the month of May actually looks pretty average. I got 2 weeks of just the standard stuff and then a standard week. Anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.